僕が以前挙げた大阪の道頓堀川で溺れていた女性を救ったヒーロー、彼と接触することができました。なんで彼は飛び込んだのか、彼はそもそも誰なのか、彼と直接インタビューし、彼の思い、伝えたいメッセージ、バックグラウンド、そして驚くべき彼の過去、そしてこのインタビューでは彼が世界的有名なあの歌を手掛けた人である方にインタビューします。僕の動画はショート動画ばっかりで1分以上見れないという人が多いと思います。だけどもこの動画1分じゃ収めるにはもったいなすぎます。そのためロング動画で今回投稿させていただきます。そこには興味深い内容がいくつも出てきます。皆さんぜひこの動画最後まで見て彼の伝えたいメッセージと真相をぜひ自分の目で確かめてください。僕は普段一人でやってます。この動画のインタビューも一人で撮影し、そして編集し、編集には自動字幕使ってます。中にはちょっと違うかもしれない。そんなことはどうでもいい。伝えたいことが伝わる大事なメッセージが必ず込められております。1分じゃもったいない。マジで見てくれ。皆さんに届きますように。では、早速インタビュー動画を見ていきましょう。
All right, what's up, Zane? I'm Chazzy Green.
Chazzy Green, nice to have you on my video. I'm gonna ask you some interview. What happened that day? And what was that after the situation, after the reaction of public? And last thing is, I think you have a strong message for the girl who was drowning at the time.
Yes.
First of all, I think most people want to know is, who are you? What are you doing? and who's this guy? Introduce yourself, please.
Of course. I'm Chazzy Green. They call me the Funky Sax Man from Detroit, Michigan. And I've played on so many hit records all across the world. Everybody knows me from the song Ghostbusters. And it's me, I'm the original guy that played on Ghostbusters. I played the lines. Ghostbusters! I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Funny thing about that song is that everybody around the world has heard of that song at one point. It's married to the movie, and the movie can't be shown without playing that song. It's just a great thing to play music for people all around the world. That's what I do, and I've been doing that for a long time. Music is my life, and I teach music now. And
Fantastic. The reason why you're in Japan is because of a tour?
Yes.
Or what's the reason?
Yes, I'm playing tour. I'm on tour now, and we were touring in Osaka. I just came back from Kyoto. I'm gonna go up to Tokyo and do some things there. So love being over here. Japanese people really enjoy the music, and they look at the music like a language, which it is. Music is a language, and it touches all people in different ways. Everybody knows it in different ways.
What happened that day? Why clear? In my video, I just posted that it was the Nampabashi, but it wasn't the Nampabashi. Where is this place, and what time is it? Why you were there? Or what's the backstory behind this that day?
I'll give you a backstory. We were supposed to perform at a club called Bonsoir, and it's right on Dotonbori River. And we had just finished the meeting to set up all the details and everything like that. And it was so cool. We had a couple of drinks, and then we were on our way home. And my assistant was with me, and then all of a sudden we heard somebody jump into the water, splash into the water. I said, what's going on? And then my assistant said, it's a suicide. It's a suicide. And I looked, and all I could see is some woman going down and down and down, and she didn't move at all. Was not moving, and just kept going down. And then you couldn't see her because that water is murky black. And then I said, oh man, damn. So I just took off my hat and just dove on in and got her. And you know, it was so murky black, you had to just know where she was and swim directly down to get her. And I brought her up to the surface and got her up. But I've trained, I was a lifeguard a long time ago, and when I was in Detroit, Michigan, and I was a championship swimmer. I was a captain of my swim team in Detroit. We were the first black team to win a city championship, and then to Howard University in Washington, D.C. to swim on the swim team. So I've always been in shape, and I always swim. And back during that time, for a black guy to get a lifeguard certificate, they had about 3 or 4 big guys on the test, and you had to physically fight them to get out of the water, and then you had to grab them and hold them and get them out of the water. So anything in the water, I'm comfortable with. I feel like I'm a fish, so I'm never afraid of the water at any point. You could throw me in any sea or ocean, and I'm not worried about drowning or anything because I'm only swimming on the top. I'm not swimming under the bottom. So I knew that I had to get that girl. That was point number 1. And I really didn't think about all the germs and bacteria and the pollution in that water.
You know, before you jump in, you know that the river is really there's a bacteria.
I didn't think about that. I didn't.
You know it, but you didn't think about it.
There was no time to think about that. There was no time to think about anything like that. Because if I would have sit there and thought she would have been dead, that's it.
Yeah.
Because when she was going down, you couldn't see her for two, because she was going down real fast. And if you're thinking more than that, then 1, 2, it's already too late. So I didn't have that time to think about it.
So you have a kind of professional experience for or lifeguard and
Yes,
swimming
yes.
techniques.
Yes,
So that's why you will didn't think about yourself. You just think about to save her.
exactly.
When you wear your clothes and going to the swim, it's more difficult than usual people
Of course,
swim.
of course,
pool,
it's very
right?
difficult. I have my shoes on, everything, but like I said, I've trained for things like that when I was younger, so it wasn't a
So
problem.
you're just there, right man, right place, right at the time.
Exactly.
Most people ask me about the girl, why she was in the river. So do you know about her, or do you know what happened?
I don't
to
know
her?
anything about her, but my personal professional opinion is she had a lot of issues. And when I saw her face finally, when she had a mask on and took it off, I saw all these piercings and everything, and you could tell that she was not a happy person. That was my take on it. And then she just wanted to go. And then later she was trying to apologize to me and saying, I'm sorry I did this, I shouldn't have done this, and things like that in Japanese. And I told her exactly, don't you ever do that again. So I just hope that they took her to a hospital, and I hope that she gets the help that she needs. And the message about that is, some people really need people to talk to. So I feel that she didn't have the right people around her in her circle to express whatever is going on in her life. And that's one thing that we need to talk about is, if you need some help, talk to somebody. And sometimes people give signs that something is wrong in their life because they start shutting people off and then out of their lives, and you don't hear from them and you wonder what's going on. That's, if you hear or see something like that, go find out what's going on with that person and just really sit and listen to them, because you don't have to talk to them. Let them talk to you, because they'll tell you what's going on. That's one message. And I hope in this case that we can do a follow-up and find out how that girl is doing. We want to make sure that she did get help. We want to make sure that she's okay and that she has a positive outlook or some way to go up and see the beauty and the bright lights of the world today, instead of all the negative and dark things, that images that might be on our mind. So I hope that we can find out who she is and things like that, and maybe even invite her to a show and see how fun she can have and how wonderful life can be.
That's the beauty of the things about you, and what I most likely to send a message for the people, my audience, that you want to invite her on your show, right?
Yes.
She can enjoy it.
Yes, and have fun and enjoy and see how people can interact with each other, have fun together, and we don't even know each other.
Yeah.
So
That's really fantastic. That hit my heart. I feel like I need to spread that message. That your message is so beautiful.
well, thank you.
So behind that story, I want to ask you a few more questions.
Sure.
About did anyone else was trying to help her, or did somebody look like trying to help her?
Nothing.
Or
And
after you pick up to the river, did somebody came to him, or it's just nothing?
And that's an interesting story about this whole thing. And something that I really didn't like is that most people were only there, they only wanted to videotape it on TikTok or something like that. Nobody did anything to help her while she was in the water. They were just like, and that's a sad thing about society, because most young people this day and age, they play video games to kill people, kill. So they are already desensitized to anybody in trouble or anybody in need. And one guy who walked by me said, if that's not your friend, you should just left her alone. Let her die. I was like, I would help you. So some people just have the wrong feeling about the world.
So somebody came to you at the time and told that you shouldn't do that?
Yeah, they told me I shouldn't help her. And I said, look, I would help you if you were in trouble. So, and then finally, after they pulled her out the water, I don't know if somebody was with her, but somebody were there to tend to her a little bit and stuff like that.
So somebody helped you after the...
No, my assistant helped to pull me out. And then the interesting thing was, there were about 5 people who went to get some towels, and they bought towels from somewhere and brought me some towels to dry off and brought me some hot drink. So that was very nice of them to do that. And I really appreciate that. And
so some people after that incident, some people did come to you with
Yes.
a towel and a hot drink,
right.
so feel comfortable.
Yeah, so I can dry off.
In TikTok, there's a second video where just you in yourself and take off the whole water, and I was
I
shocked.
took
because
off
no
my
one
shirt.
tried.
Yeah, nobody came to me at all. But after that, I was like, because my shirt was messed up and everything, because that was my favorite Detroit shirt. And later, the police came and talked to me and stuff. And they asked me how old I was, and they didn't believe it. No, no, I'm 67 years old. They said, what? You're 67 years old, and you jumping in the water and saving a girl like that? I can't believe it. So
I can't even believe it. Like
I thought about that because,
Oh.
well, music keeps me young, number one, because I see people my age and they look like, for me, they look like they're 80 years old and they couldn't do anything like this, you know, jump in the water. Then there would be two people gone. But music keeps me young and healthy. Why? Because I have to blow hard, and air is the key to life. And most people don't even breathe correctly, number one. And they lead sedentary lives where they're sitting down all the time and don't get good exercise. But, you know, me playing sax and moving and jumping around all the time on the stage, you know, I got to keep loose and limber. And, you know, so it's fun for me, and my spirit is fun. And I show that all the time for everybody.
You're a really right person at the right time. I'm saying that over again, but exactly that's the case.
Yeah, and the thing, like I said, I don't think of myself as a hero, because I would do that anytime for anybody, and that's just the way I was brought up and trained. So it's nothing to me. So
But you know what? That's what exactly hero would say, I guess. Because as you can see, I'm a big hero fan. I love
I see
hero
you.
stuff.
You have all the
Yeah,
super.
I'm really into it. So when I see the video, I was like, man, that's the hero. Why nobody talking about it? Why there is no post about him? So my question was that did any media or Japanese newspaper or whatever come to you or?
Not at all. And here's the thing about that. One, they didn't know that I'm a celebrity. Number two is that in Japan, they try to hide suicide under the table. They don't want to talk about suicide. They don't want to talk about those things because there are so many suicides and the numbers are going up and up, but they don't want to let the public know that that number is going up and skyrocketing and at an incredible rate. So they try to keep that quiet. So they wouldn't interview me for that reason. But here's a strange thing about that. American saves Japanese girl. That's big news, actually. But if an American does something bad to a Japanese woman, that would be all over the world. Some Japanese girl was molested by some American man. That would be, they would try to kill me. They would put me under the jail. But if I help a Japanese girl, where are they? Nobody said anything. And I don't know if that's a sad thing about Japan or what. Is that something that needs to be talked about? Because, you know, we need to view good people in good light, because there are a lot of foreigners in Japan that help Japanese people, you know, and it's not always the other way around where Japanese are helping foreigners. A lot of times foreigners help Japanese people in more ways than one, because sometimes we teach the Japanese people to open up, because in this society they want people to be closed-minded and go this way, like live in a square box. And sometimes life isn't in that square box, and sometimes you have to live outside the box and know how to get out of that box. Because I see a lot of women who are married to husbands, and the husband works all day long and then goes out with the boss after work to drinking with the boss. So they get in maybe about 11 or so, and then they go straight to sleep and no time with the wife. And the wife is lonely all day long, nobody to talk to. They commit suicides or things like they have problems or marital problems, and those things aren't talked about either. So I wish somebody would say a story about Chazzy Green saving a woman.
I will, definitely I will. That's the issue right now we have in this generation. Most people actually didn't watch the real news, I mean the media. They were on social media. Social media really changed the world where it is.
Yes.
That's why I can find you. I did find you.
Yes.
Because people on my comment list did find you.
Yes.
Surprised that realized what social media had the power of truth.
Yes.
I'm really hope this message will go through the internet again.
Yes.
I will do my best.
Okay.
Make a short video and make a long video about YouTube, I hope. Because this interview, I think it's more important in 1 minute. So.
Yes, of course. And also, we need to release it to some media. If I knew the media here, I would release it to them, but I don't know.
Can hear your voice and all the media can tell about you what you have done. But on my video too, that is The real hero is save someone and go home.
Yeah, right, exactly. Things like that, right? And don't care about anything, and that's my life, man.
Most comment I get is the water pollution. It could affect your body. So most people are worrying about your healthcare. Is that something different, or did you go to the medical?
I got a big checkup coming up next week, so I was just told that I need to get a checkup. But I made sure I took some eye drops for my eyes, some antibiotics, things for my eyes and my ears, and no water got in my mouth at all, or my nose, so I didn't worry about that. So it's just my eyes and ears up. And the funny thing, that night when I woke up, I had a nightmare thinking that mushrooms were going to grow on my head and things like that from the water, or maybe
Really?
my skin was going to change color. I'm going to turn green like the water. End up turning like in a dream that I was going to turn up like swamp monster or something for being in that water.
So I hope you can clear the next week's medical checkup, so you're okay.
Yes.
I pray for you.
Yeah.
One thing I want to share is, so I'm gonna put your account in my video. So people who love music or like music or will to come to your show
That'd be nice.
will get your, where did Instagram or TikTok or
Instagram or my website, or you can just go on iTunes or Apple Music and look at all my CDs. You know, I would love for people to buy my music. That would be nice. That would be more than another interview. So if you're meeting with that, and if we can help each other too, because funny thing about life is God brings people together for reasons. Now it's for us to see what we can do with this meeting to help each other, because we're supposed to help each other in life. So I hope I can help you, and by you helping me helping you, you're helping me, and that's the way it works. And then we help other people. So I'm looking forward to that, by you just telling people and giving this message around and supporting a good musician who needs that support. And I really need that support right about now.
So do you have a final message for the viewers?
Yes, and my message is be kind to everybody and listen to everybody. And when you listen to other people, you get to understand yourself better too. Listen to other people and share things, whatever you can, if you have time. And because we can't help everybody, help yourself and make sure you are healthy mentally, physically, and spiritually. That's all I have to say. And musically, we should always say something. That's Chazzy Green.
はい、ということで、これが彼の伝えたい真のメッセージ。すごすぎます。本当にすごすぎます、この人。皆さん最後まで見た人には分かると思うけど、このメッセージ非常に大事です。彼をサポートすることも大事です。これは僕のためではなくて、ぜひ彼のため、彼を応援したいと思う人たちのために、ぜひ拡散共有よろしくお願いします。メディアでは捉えられないからこそ僕が動きました。ぜひよろしくお願いします。結構ね、いいことしたと思うよ。